It's day 3 for the Ducks in the desert. Oregon arrived down here on Wednesday and their second practice earlier on Friday. For them, this routine is old hat. They're going through the same steps that they did 2 years ago for the BCS National Championship game, staying in the same hotel, even practicing at the same high school, Pinnacle High School. And they say so far being so familiar with their surroundings has been advantageous in their first few days in Arizona.
I mean, it all feels very similar, and it's a lot of fun, especially going back to the same practice field. And I feel like when I step out on that other field, you know, when the game comes, I'll have a couple of flashbacks, a little bit of deja vu, but I definitely felt comfortable as soon as I got here.
It's nice. It's just nice to be here. You know, I'm loving the sun. We get away from the rain in Eugene, so that's kind of nice. But it's fun to be back, man.
While Oregon arrived on Wednesday, Kansas State chose to come 2 days later. They arrived at Sky Harbor Airport earlier on Friday. And for them, this trip is slightly about some redemption, just winning a bowl game, something that Kansas State hasn't done since 2002.
You know, I can't tell you that I have an answer why, you know, we've been unsuccessful the last 3 years in terms of winning and losing. Will we try to do anything different? I can't tell you. I'm smart enough to figure that out. Probably not.
The first of the big press conferences start on Saturday. It's Oregon's offense and Kansas State's defense. So that's the matchup we're going to focus on Saturday. Should be really interesting to see what the Wildcat defenders have to say about stopping Oregon's unique offense. And on a really random note, when we were flying down here, during our layover in the Oakland airport, we ran into former Oregon State quarterback Ryan Katz. I asked him how he was doing. He said he really enjoyed San Diego State. The Aztecs won the Mountain West title, even though Katz broke his ankle midway through the season, so his season was cut short. He says he's rehabbing his ankle. It should be ready in time for his pro day, probably not the NFL Combine, however, but really fun to catch up with Ryan Katz, if not just for a brief moment.